All right. So welcome to the first session of Electronics Hardware Design Masterclass. Okay. Um, I am really anticipating a very fantastic lecture sessions, and I'm hoping that by the time we are done with this training, a lot of people would have had the or grown the passion for electronics, and those who are already doing electronics but having some challenges would be able to uh, gain some solid understanding and build on their foundation very well. Okay. All right. So just a little about me. My name is Eric Obin. I'm from Ghana. You can also call me Professor. That is the name most people call me. I am the founder of Electronics and Tech Foundation Africa, and also the founder of PCB Africa. All these platforms are mostly used to train people. The PCB Africa platform, if you've followed our lessons, we get the great men from the industry. We have the likes of Daniel Beaker, Zachariah Peterson doing lectures with us, and so far I think it has been very awesome. On the Tech Foundation platform, is a way I reach out to the African fraternity and train the youth in electronics and other technology related programs or skills. Yeah, so that is just a little bit about me. Personally, I'm a physicist by training and a programming and electronics enthusiast. So, funny to say that I didn't really do electronics engineering in school, right? My background is actually in physics. So, evidently, you would be seeing that I usually approach electronics from. Electronics from the perspective of what should I say, uh, from physics, right? Once I start teaching, you realize that my perspective to electronics is more physics oriented. Okay, yeah. So this training is really beginner focused, and one thing I'm trying to do or achieve in this training is to be able to make the subjects so intuitive for you that when you start to build or develop your own electronic systems, you can flow. Okay, you don't have to worry about what do I put here, what do I do here. At least intuitively you could do that. And I know most people are usually scared about the mathematics, so I'll keep the mathematics minimal and focus more on the physical interpretations or physical meanings of how things happen, why they do happen, and all those kind of questions, right? So I'm really hoping I can make a lot of you appreciate the field of electronics by the end of this training. Now, just some recent projects that I have engaged in. Like I said, I started doing electronics in 2008. I mean, officially. Uh, I've gone through a whole lot of ups and downs, and per my yeah, I would say experience, I'm going to share some of the things that that didn't help, those I did that helped, and what's I think so far my perspective about electronics so far. So quickly, I'm going to share with you some of the projects that I've done over the few years, and then probably this should encourage you to also pay attention to electronics. So I haven't done much, and this is just a few of them. Okay. So recently I worked on this project. It is just a four-channel USB to UART programmer. Okay, not much to talk about it, but this is a work I did, and this is the PCB layout. Okay, so it's a full layer PCB, and based on the trainings that I've had with the likes of Daniel Beaker and Zachariah Peterson, I always make sure that I put in the size of the PCB whenever I'm doing my development. So this is the first layer. So if you know about PCB stackups, you realize that for a four layer stackup, that means that we have four copper layers stacked on top of each other. So this is how my top copper looks like. This is the inner, the second copper, okay, the third copper. Now you realize that the second,
Sorry to interrupt,
okay,
but someone is asking to be let in.
okay, all right, just a quick one. All right, so this if you really follow the PCB development, the new trends that's happening, you realize that it's a good idea to keep a solid ground plane under your signals. Okay, something that we'll be talking much about in later chapters. So this is the third layer, also just a few routes. Okay, and this is the bottom layer. Okay, so by the end of this training, some of these things you would understand why we do what we do when we are doing PCB development. Okay, this is also another project that I did, another one, yeah. So basically I've been developing a lot of systems, and I hope at least I can inspire somebody to also do something similar. Okay. All right. So these are my social media handles. If you want to follow me, you can just do that. Okay. All right. So about this electronic hardware design masterclass. Okay. There are actually this is going to be in three different training sessions. Okay. The first one is what we are doing right now. The idea is to start right from ground to finishing, and finishing here is going to include developing a mobile application or a desktop application to interface with the system that you'll be designing. Okay, right. So for this first week, this first class that we're having, we are going to basically look at the basics of electronics, and then IoT and all those things, okay, and design the physical device. So by the end of this week, we would have designed our project, which is the home automation project, and then we would order the PCB to be printed. I'll order the components. Then anyone who wants to join the second session, we would also order for the boards. Okay, then the second session is going to be where we would assemble the PCB, test it, and develop the firmware for it. Okay, then the last one, which would probably be in January, is where we would actually design a software interface. Now I'm still thinking about whether it's going to be mobile in Flutter or web in Quasar framework, right? So for the two, the timing I don't have at the moment. That would depend on when we get the things done. Okay, so by the time we go through this, at least you should have a very solid foundation in electronics, in home automation systems, embedded systems, and all these things. Okay, so that is the plan. That is the plan. Hopefully, the second session will come somewhere mid of December. I'm hoping that everything goes according to plan. Okay, so these are the sessions that we'll be having. There are going to be 3 sessions each day, and please, they are not repeated sessions. Each session is different. Okay, yesterday I actually did the calculation and realized that this is like a full semester course. Okay, yeah, in 1 week. Now the whole idea of doing this is I mean, let's get the tutorial out there. You can get the time to watch it at your own pace. Okay, so these are the various courses, topics that we'll be treating. Okay, and I've selected them specifically so that you would enjoy what we're going to do. I also had the chance of getting these companies to sponsor the work. That's why I was able to charge that much low. Actually, it was very high initially, but their sponsorship brought everything low. So, pardon me if you see their logos, okay, in the form of ads in there. All right. So, the objective of the program, like I said initially, is to give you a foundational understanding of the basic concept of electronics. Okay, so if you have had an electronics class before, this shouldn't be new to you, because you will keep on seeing uh, things that probably you already know. But the idea is to see how you would be able to completely understand those foundations that you've probably already heard of. Okay, all right. So You familiarize yourself with microcontrollers too. In fact, for the project that we'll be doing, we'll be working with the two microcontrollers, and I've chosen them just for the purpose of teaching. Okay, we'll be using both Atmega 328 and then ESP32 on the same board. Now, the way we're going to construct our device is supposed to help you with most of the things that you will do on your own, because by the end, we will be able to talk about or touch on many important concepts in electronics. Okay, so the project that we'll be doing is not purposely for maybe market, but it's for the purpose of teaching. And there are certain things that will not be needed, but I'll end up doing them for the sake of teaching. Okay, all right. And then you would also have your own hands-on experience. You are going to actually design along, okay, as we move. I'll give you, after the lessons on Friday, I'll give you a period for you to also design and post to me, okay. And then we will have some online meetups to answer some questions that you have and all that. So this is going to be a very interesting session. Okay, now these are some resources that I will recommend. In fact, don't worry about copying it. I would share them with you in the platform. Okay, I'll share them with you in the platform. Okay, all right. So this is just by way of introduction. We Let me change my slides and we'll continue soon.